Then put your piece of fabric into the little plastic bag I gave you. And you're gonna pour the dye over it.
So we can like twist it.
Mm-hmm, twist it, tie it in a knot. There's clothespins, you can pinch it. So the most time you're gonna take is preparing your dyes and, of course, tying the knots. And this is just basic tie dyeing that you're doing. Now, and when you use your dyes, once you dip your fabric, there you go. Once you dip your fabric in the dye, the most time it will take for it to get the full effects of the dye is 3 hours. After 3 hours, there's no more dye. The rest of the particles are floating in the water. They're not going to attach to the fabric. So, I mean, so you can leave it overnight or whatever to get the full effect, but it's still only going to, after 3 hours, no more dyeing processes, no more of the dye process is going to happen. It's just convenient to leave it there, okay? And then your dyes can stay, as long as you don't put soda ash in, these dyes can last up to a month in your refrigerator, so you can use them again. So once you, what am I going to say? Once you put your fabric into the plastic bag, then you're going to pour some soda ash solution on top of it, and that's going to make it set. Okay? I gave you all the instructions. It'll have it on there. And really, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask, because I know sometimes reading instructions is annoying. You ready to put it in the bag? Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. These little plastic bags. I only have 4. Okay, and you can take whichever color you want. You can mix your colors. You can use whatever colors in there. There's a purple in there, there's some green, there's some orange. You can use those, or you can mix what you have. It's up to you. If you're gonna do a large amount, like a yard or 2 of fabric, and you want the same thing, always remember your recipe. So take notes down, the measurements that you use, the amount of water that you use, the amount of soda ash that you use, the amount of, everything, you write it down, and that way you can repeat your process. Otherwise, you're just gonna get something new every time. And I like to get something new every time because I use it on quilts. So, okay.
Just like spoon it in there?
No, just pour it in there. You can just be careful not to splash it on anything else, but you can pour it in there. Okay. And squish it around since you have a little piece. And you can just let that sit. I only have a few more plastic bags, but that's just the basic dye process. Okay, put a little more dye in there because you want to make sure it's immersed and squeeze some of the air out. And what I buy lots of these things are like $1 at Dollar Tree. You can buy these. The stuff is really cheap to buy. You can sit in there and sit up. Now, if you're going to mix your dyes like that, you want to mix up a color and get green, you always start out with your light color first and then add your dark color. It's color theory. Color theory is very important because it's going to be mainly green. But if you wanted like a lime green or a chartreuse, start with your light color first and then put in your dark color. If you want purple and you only have red and blue, start out with your red and add the blue in, like that, okay? Same thing with orange. Start out with the yellow and add the red.
So for purple, like what is the percentage of red and blue?
It just depends. It's not, no, half would be too much.
Okay.
You just would probably get a wild purple, but start out with your red and just add, say, 3 to 1, 3 red to 1 blue.
Okay.
And if you want it deeper, then it'd be more like a periwinkle, so you would add more blue to it.
Because blue is like darker than
Yeah,
red. Okay.
yeah. Okay, then you can set that aside and use some more of you can mix up more color samples. Yeah, we can sit them in here. And since we have some, and I still have some more muslin, then we're going to take one of these containers, we're gonna put them down and make a real color splash, not just one color, so save some of the dyes.